let's take a look on Odysseus, and welcome to another tutorial with Woos.
Silver-tongued Odysseus.
And today we're gonna take a closer look on the different characters. So today we're gonna take a look at Odysseus. He's a Lord of Ithaca. Starting situation is hard. And here we have the victory conditions. Defeat your first antagonist faction. Occupy, raise or sack 100 different settlements. Current total 0 out of 100. Control the following 3 settlements, either by direct ownership or throughout vassals and military allies. Troy, Mycenae and Knossos. So that's the total war victory. And Homeric victory is complete all the steps of your hero epic mission chain. Current progress 0 out of 12. Make sure the following factions are destroyed or confederated. Hector of Troy, Paris of Troy. Reach rank 27 with 1 agent. And here we can also exit. And here we can hover over to see the locations of the different tribes and factions. And factions, safe havens, unique agent actions. Spies can construct safe haven buildings in foreign settlements. Heroes can recruit units in the regions with safe haven buildings. It is pretty cool ability. I wonder what we can do with these. Safe haven building types depend on the existing military buildings present in your own settlement. Coastal mastery. Coastal mastery. Unique buildings available for construction that surpass those of other factions. You can build them in coastal settlements only. You can only upgrade the main building in landlocked settlements. So when we are playing as Odysseus, should focus on naval warfare pretty much, and spies, apparently. Recommended playstyle. Odysseus roster is focused on stealthy, fast-moving units, which can be best utilized for outflanking and rear charge, while the main line is strong enough to hold the enemy. So pretty much have a few big boys in the middle, and then you route around, attack from behind and sides. If you played any tutorial mission, they said you attack from multiple directions. The enemy army can start to waver. And let's see, heroes. Archer's skirmisher, a marksman unsurpassed in eliminating foes from afar. Archer trickster, a bow-wielding hero who relies on mobility and deception to prevail. This faction cannot recruit the following hero class, so we can't have the protector. So this is 4 different hero classes. So we can't have the defender protector, but we can have a fighter champion, a swordsman capable of carrying out and surviving all manner of attacks. And he's also a ravager, a swordsman who excels at disrupting enemy units' formations. And also a fighter vanquisher, a swordsman who tends to ignore peril in order to deliver killing blows. And lastly, Warlord Mentor, not only a commander but an expert at managing territories. And also Warlord Commander, who is specialized in improving unit performance in battle. And lastly, Warlord Warmonger, capable of both strengthening friendly units and enfeeble their enemies. Ithaca was a brilliant diplomat and trusted advisor to the kings of Achaea. In the Iliad, Lord Agamemnon, in his hour of need, besieged him to convince Achilles to rejoin the war effort. A wise battle-hardened commander who believed that path to victory lay in stealth rather than direct confrontation. He is said to have been the mastermind behind the Trojan horse and the ingenious stratagem that led to the downfall of the great city. A formidable combatant in his own right, Odysseus nevertheless preferred employ subterfuge and guerrilla tactics to defeat his opponents. fired at his enemies from afar, wielding a mighty bow that only he could string. He was also renowned as an accomplished seaman and keen naval strategist. Ithacan General's 10-year journey at sea following his victory against Troy is the subject of Homer's second epic poem, the Odyssey. A good book, by the way. Son of Ares and Anticlea, plus 12% campaign movement range at sea, this army. Plus 5 morale when fighting at sea, this army. And the faction units, sort of leaving these to the last, but this is the things you might be interested in. So we have Odysseus Midnight Runners, two-handed spear infantry, weight class medium, expert in flanking, and special missile weapon, and also stalk. He is stalking, mastery of stealth, concealment, and the precision shot. This unit stays hidden while firing. So this is pretty cool. So you can start taking out enemies even though they don't know exactly where you are. And then we have Vanguard deployment, hide, scrub, and forest. It can hide in the tall grass. It's really good. Snipe, this unit remains hidden while firing. And stalk, this unit can move hidden in any terrain. And unspottable, this unit can hide at its current location. It will not be spotted until the enemy is very close. So the guerrilla stalkers can deal pretty good damage. They have also decent morale. What do you think about this unit? Do you think it's broken? Then we have also Guerrilla Stalkers, Javelin. Oh shit. Did I mess this up? So yeah, this was the Guerrilla Stalkers, the Javelin throwers. But then we also had these Odysseus Midnight Runners. I did mess these two up. So first we had the Javelin throwers, and this is the Midnight Runners. So weight class medium was the same here, right? No, okay, the Javelin was light. Okay, almost started. So here we have I know I was a little bit cheeky and left the best last. Unique faction units. We have the Midnight Runners. We have flanking attack improved. Have stalking. And we can remain hidden in any terrain. And can also hide in tall grass, forestry, and vanguard deployment means we can deploy outside of our starting square and shoot while moving. That is so good. So two-handed spear infantry, weight class medium, and experts in flanking and missile weapons. We have good morale and melee. Pretty good, and damage is pretty good as well. So I think they're very flexible. So you first shoot from hiding, and then when they are attacking you, can still do proper defense. And then the guerrilla stalkers, they are throwing javelins. They are light class, also experts in hiding, armor piercing, and sniping. These guys didn't have sniping, but sniping is here. This unit remains hidden while firing arrows, which is super good because they don't know exactly where the arrows comes from. I wonder if the AI can quickly figure out where the fire is coming at, or if it works at all. Here we also have ambushers, also javelin infantry, and its weight class is light, expert in hiding, and armor piercing, also stalker. Gonna take a quick look. Yeah, I think all of them have stalking. So I pretty much this is javelin infantry, javelin infantry, and two-handed spear infantry. So I think here we have like armor differences and for sure what cost they have. And here we can also choose which difficulty you want to play. And let's see our starting nation, dolphins. It's over here, Odysseus. We can't zoom in, but we're starting close to Megas and Mentis, and we're neutral with this fella, but we are enemies with him, so we will have one enemy pretty close. And these guys are friendly, Sparta. So far we have a few neutrals and also enemies and unfriendlies. And sail away.
Are we mere playthings of the gods? Or do we plead divine influence to justify our foolish choices?
He's taken her! He's taken my wife! You've risked the safety of Troy.
Troy is my home now.
You have my oath, brother. She will be returned to you. Brother, I can fight! Go. Seek shelter. There'll be plenty of fighting ahead.
Helen's flight was a grave wound to Achaean pride. King Menelaus will have his revenge. And his brother will have his war with Troy, just as the gods intended. Agamemnon of high-walled Mycenae must avenge this insult to his brother.
Troy thinks to slight me, but they will pay the price.
You are king of Ithaca, and the master of deception, wise and resourceful. Great heroes like Achilles himself will take heed of your counsel. Each of Helen's original suitors must decide whether to honor their oath, calling on them to defend Helen's husband.
The wine dark sea lures me from my home.
The Teleboans, once obedient to the kings of Ithaca, are now trying their fortune as sea raiders. You need to put an end to their lawless ambitions. Choose your allies wisely, and confront your enemies without fear.
So here we also get, as we saw a little bit earlier, like safe havens. So and also coastal mastery. So if you missed it from the beginning of the video, you can jump back.
The enemy sends their warriors against you to ravage your lands and sack your cities,
Oh, no.
but perhaps they underestimate your strength.
So we have an objective to defeat enemy. So this is pretty standard. We have some enemies nearby that we should wipe out, but let's take a look on our starting location. So here's the enemies that we should get take out. That will be part of our nation. But before we continue, take a look at the water. I must say it's amazing how beautiful it is. And if you wonder how to rotate your camera on the map, you can do it on Q and E. So here we have Same and also Chronoi and Ithaca. So Chronoi is an enemy city, and Hyrie, and click on it, and we will come back to the city. So we want to take all these cities, and we will have all cities within this region. And when we have that, you can click here, just like in Total War Warhammer, and here we can like adjust what we changes for our province. For example, economic, or when we click on our city, we see we have a few buildings. We yet have to unlock them, so we have to upgrade our main building until we can go higher up, above level 2. So when our main city is level 2, all other buildings can go up to 2, but here you can see a line, means we can't go above this. So if we, when we have upgraded these to level 2, like this one is already level 2, but he can't go any higher, we have to upgrade this little thing, and to upgrade this to level 3, we see we need more stone. Is that stone? Yeah, stone is a resource required. Exactly, and we can also go to Same. But down here, now we are on the overview. We have the different cities, but we can also click Garrison Details. So by clicking on the Garrison Details, we know what kind of soldiers that are defending the city. So we can, by hovering our mouse over the different characters, we know how strong they are. Like the military over here, they have poor attack. And young spears, they have poor defense and weak versus missiles. So we can know a little bit on beforehand what kind of troops we need to attack your city. But we don't know what's happening in Hyrie, so that's why it's a question mark. Up here we have a resource bar, like gold. Gold is a rarest resource, requires to construct special buildings or train and support the best troops. It is gathered in gold minus elements. So we will figure this out. And we have bronze. And bronze is a resource required to equip and support advanced units. We also have stone. It's also a resource to construct advanced buildings. It is gathered in a stone quarry in the settlement. And here we have wood. Wood is a basic resource required to construct buildings. It's gathered in forest settlements. And lastly, food. And here we need farm settlements. And treasury, observe your income and the expenditure for each resource and manage your barter agreements. So, and here we have like an overview, like how much food goes to units, characters, and also gold upkeep. Now we have a little bit in standard, but we can't really have an expensive unit that will drain gold because we have no gold income. Because we will soon go dry. And over here we can get a faction summary. And here we can see a summary of our everything about our faction. So this could be quite interesting to take a closer look. And also records what we have done, rewind, fast forward, and the basic summary. It doesn't show much now when it's in the beginning. Here we have objectives and what we should do, like our mission. Like if you're new to the game, you might check out, okay, how do I win? Because if you're just playing blindly, you don't know what you should be doing. And here, Royal decrees. Advance your faction capabilities by using royal decrees. So let's see. This is fairly new. Royal decrees. Choose a decree to issue. Once issued, its effects are permanent. The higher your administration efficiency rating, quicker the issue decree, you can queue several subsequent decrees. Be mindful, some royal decrees cost resource to unlock. There we go. Interesting. I can yet not. There we go. I just had to press ask. So here we can go like treasure hall, plus 20 gold per turn, faction wide, and also royal timberman. And when we have this decree, we can continue it throughout the lane. So when it's a brownish, it means we already have it. So we have royal timber, we have royal bronze. So now we can continue in the skill tree. And what about more food? I don't know if it's the best, but here we can see it's 7 turns. So here we go. We're expanding those. And over here we can see
Relations with
diplomacy.
foreign powers may be managed through diplomacy. Broker treaties of trade, alliance, war and peace.
So here we can see whoever I have a non-aggression pact with. And we can also get like a quick deal. Non-aggression pact, military access, the defensive alliance, military alliance, offer confederation, and peace treaty. So this is where you can do all the negotiations, and you can also have like different overlays, ownership, diplomatic status, happiness, growth. And here we can also see Sparta's strength ranking and what kind of income they have. Might be good to know. If they have a 0 good, might be able to maybe make a nice little trade. And here we also have Divine Will. So here we can toggle overlays. There are 2 main religious rituals you can use to interact with the gods of Olympus: Hecatomb and Prayer. And the Hecatomb grants you a favor with the god. Execute it first, click in a good portrait of the symbol. So this is also quite a lot to take in, but there will be another video. But as you can see, there is tons of info here already. So you can also help your journey to speak to the gods. You can do a prayer and, for example, click Athena, do a prayer. And also these different rituals have a cost, but this will come up in a different video. But just so you know, here you have like all the info you need. Here we also have say missions, epic missions, known factions, get an overview. And when we click on the name, we get to their location. And we can also get the different provinces, heroes and agents. We get a smaller overview, and also events. So, and the game start you have to
I can
defeat
make your
this
enemies
little unit.
disappear.
And we can try to poison the well. Or assassinate the rival. 8% chance to succeed, so maybe it's not worth. But we can have 50% chance
Their
if we
greed
poison the well.
will be their downfall.
And we had some success with it. And now we can simply attack him. And as you see, they are already damaged. We did poison the well, and we can easy do an auto resolve or fight the battle manually, or we just retreat. But if you're new to fight battle manually, you could just do a quick save and then reload and train.
Go at them!
And now when we will get the same scene when you fight manually, but here we can choose if we want some food, if we want more morale for our units, or if we want to replenish. I'm quite aggressive, so I want to replenish my
Enslave
troops
the
so I can
captives.
attack them quickly afterwards. And we did also succeed with our mission. So yeah, that's a little bit of basics. There will be more videos to come, and there is so many small
New
things that I will
recruits can
make
be
a
trained
separate
to
video
build up your
for
forces
the
and
different
replace warriors lost in battle.
options that you can do
This
in
will
game.
be a long
So
war,
if you enjoyed this
and your
video, like and
adversaries
subscribe,
gather in
and
strength.
please let me know
You would be
down in
wise
the
to look
comments
to your
what
own
kind of
armies
videos
in
you want me
response.
to create. Thank you, and have a wonderful journey.